What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game Season 2, Episode 16, The Average Man's Perspective of Football. Also your favorite show on YouTube. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
Herman.
Happy holidays.
And Mark.
Good evening.
Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Help us get those likes up. Brian, this is your part. Go ahead, take it over.
And also, you can join us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @DelayOfGame3.
That is on Twitter @DelayOfGame3. Well, let's get started. We're in the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Got some very important games this week. Go ahead and get it started, Herman.
Yeah, so we're going to start off like we usually do, and we're going to review last week's games. There was some interesting games. There are definitely some games that had a little bit of playoff implications. So let's get going with the Thursday night game. You had the New York Jets visiting the Baltimore Ravens.
You said the snooze fest? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was. At some point, it looked like it might get okay. But it's just done.
It was a great game if you're a Ravens fan.
Oh, yeah, it was a fabulous game. The rest of us went to bed before halftime.
Right. Ravens won this one 42-21. Lamar Jackson was 15 for 23, 212 yards, five passing TDs. If you had him on your fantasy, I know you advanced in your playoffs. Let's get it started. Who'd you pick, Brian?
I picked the Ravens, which I believe the whole everybody here picked it. I mean, this was a no-brainer. The Jets are terrible. They played terrible. The Ravens ran all over them. Like Herman said, Jackson was on fire. They set a franchise record with wins in a season with 10, 430 total yards of offense. 430 total yards of offense. The defense had 2 turnovers and a sack. The Darnold, he actually played decent. He was 18 to 12 for 218 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He didn't see ghosts this game. He did not see ghosts. And to believe it or not, the Jets were 42% on third down. Bell had a decent game, 21 yards, ran 21 times for 87 yards, but the defense just could not stop Lamar. They just ran at will like they have on everybody else. And we all knew the conclusion of this game before it even started. I got that one right.
Yeah, I picked the Ravens also, and I forgot to mention that Lamar Jackson broke the single-season rushing record for a QB. He broke Michael Vick's record that it stood for, I can't remember how many years, but and he.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he still has 2 more games to add on to that. But yeah, like you said, Brian, we kind of all knew that the Ravens were going to run over the Jets on this one. It just. That's all you can say was as soon as the game started. So, Mark.
Yeah, this is the second year the Ravens won the AFC North. Of course, you talked about Lamar throwing for 5 touchdowns, but their first 3 possessions, they scored touchdowns on the very first 3 possessions. This time he did it more so with his arm than anything else. Of course, his passing. But like you said, we all knew what the outcome was going to be of this game. We chose the Ravens. I did too.
Marcus.
Yeah, like everybody else, I chose the Ravens. It was pretty obvious this was going to be a blowout. We predicted it would be. It's just crazy. Lamar Jackson, he was 15 to 23. He had 5 touchdowns. That means he only had 6 missed passes. No, 7. Yeah, 7 missed passes. No, 8. I'm sorry, 8 missed passes. But only 3 less than the touchdowns he scored, which to me is amazing.
All right, so we're going to move on to one of the Sunday games. We're going to start off with the Packers at home against the Bears. Kind of expected this game to not be close. You never know which Mitch Trubisky you're going to get with the Bears. Packers won this one 21-13. Here we go again. Mitch Trubisky, 29 for 53. Why? I swear, man, I don't understand how these coaches keep their job doing this stuff.
Hey, he did have 334 yards, man.
Yeah, 53 times. You better have some yards.
More than that.
And he only threw 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Let's look at that again. 53 times. How many times did Lamar Jackson throw?
He threw 23.
And he had 5 touchdowns.
And the game was close. Well, I don't understand.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
So again, I don't get it. I picked the Packers. I picked right. Green Bay. Green Bay. You know, they're beatable. Even though they have an 11-3 record, they're very beatable. Things are just going their way when certain plays, little things break down. Rodgers was 16 for 33, 203 yards and 1 touchdown. Again, I picked the Packers, and I just want to say again, the Bears, they're stupid, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Marcus, what did you pick?
I picked the Packers as well. It's obvious they're a much better team than the Bears. Even though I picked the Bears to win the division at the beginning of this year, I couldn't have been more wrong.
Put the dunce hat on for that.
No, I'm not doing that. Like you said, there's just no reason for Mr. Trubisky to be throwing that much. It's just crazy, especially the game that close.
Yeah,
I want to know what happened to Tariq Cohen, man. He only had 8 carries.
They don't use him.
They don't use him.
They've been using Montgomery more. Actually, they've been using Montgomery.
Well,
more.
Montgomery only had 14 carries for 39 yards. So
This game was 3-7 at the half.
it
was 3-7 at the half.
Why are you throwing so much?
These coaches are stupid, man.
And the Green Bay is susceptible to the run.
That doesn't even make any sense. Mark, who's your pick?
On this one, I took the Packers. Like you said, I didn't understand what they were trying to do with Trubisky there. They've got the young kid Montgomery. I don't know why they didn't utilize and run with him, especially on Green Bay's run defense. I think you can run on them. But towards the end of this game, they only won by 8 points. The end of the game, they had a couple of laterals that made the coaches dizzy. But it looked like if it was just one more lateral to Allen Robinson, they may have scored a touchdown, which would have put them within 1 point, and then they could have went for the 2-point conversion. But I took the Packers in this one, and the Packers were successful.
Brian.
So I was with the rest of the crew. I also picked the Packers. The Packers defense actually played very well. I mean, they had 3 turnovers in this game. The Bears had a ton of yards and no points. They had 415 total yards of offense. They had time of possession, 34 minutes to 25 minutes for the Packers. Aaron Jones had a decent game, 13 out of 50, ran 13 times for 51 yards. He did get 2 scores in there. And with this loss, the Bears did get eliminated from playoff contention. Oh, I take the Packers.
You go, Mark?
Yeah,
I went.
All right.
You don't really talk that much, so.
There's not a lot to talk about with that game. Again, the Bears, they need to fire their head coach.
They just hired him.
I don't care. He needs to be fired. Dude, come on, man. Why is Mr. Trubisky throwing 53
That makes
times?
no sense
It
at all.
just makes no sense to me at
at
all. And I watched some of the game. I saw highlights from it, but come on, man. If it was 7-3 at the half.
But like you were saying, I mean, the Green Bay is good, but they're definitely susceptible.
Yeah, they're definitely beatable. All right, we're gonna move on to this was a good game, very close game, and it was for the battle for the AFC South. You had the Houston Texans on the road at the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill was 22 for 36, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Deshaun Watson, 19 for 27, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Marcus, who'd you pick on this one?
I actually picked the Titans. They had been on fire lately, and I have confidence in the players for the Texans. I just have no confidence in the coaching. I think Bill O'Brien sucks. He needs to be out of there next year. So I was wrong on this one. I did expect the Titans to win. It was a home game for them. I thought Houston was susceptible to a loss. Houston is definitely a playoff contender, but I don't think they're going to go far as long as they got that coach there. So I was wrong on that one.
Mark?
Yeah, I took the Titans on this one also. By halftime, man, Texans had them up 14-0. You thought they was about to blow the socks off this. And this is part 1 because they have to play again after this week. But the Titans fought, and they fought, made it an interesting game. Texans ended up pulling it out at the end, but I chose the Titans on it.
Yeah, I went with the Titans on this one too. I thought the Titans were hot. They were running the ball well. Derrick Henry, this game, he had 21 carries for 86 yards. I think that hamstring was bothering him. Carlos Hyde actually outrushed him. He had 26 carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Hopkins had his 6 receptions, 119 yards, and the Titans actually have this receiver, A.J. Brown, who's coming on now, 8 receptions, 144 yards and a touchdown. But they just, they couldn't pull it out. Tannehill, I'm going to give him credit. He has given them the shot in the arm that Mariota could not supply. And he'll be their starter next year. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep their coaching staff. They're in contention right now, so there's no reason why you'd make a whole lot of changes. I can't see them going back to Mariota next year. But I did pick wrong. I picked the Titans.
And side note, AJ Brown, that's a big dude. That's a big wide receiver.
He is.
I thought he was a tight end first time I saw him. That's a big dude.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the never mind. We gotta hear from this guy.
See this hat right here? I will not be wearing this hat because I picked the Texans on this one. Yes, baby. Go ahead. I appreciate it, everybody. Because I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was sweating a little bit. Like, God damn, I gotta wear that hat again. They gonna prove me wrong, but the Texans did what they had to do. Like Herman said, they ran the ball. Hyde had a very good game. Like I said, 26 out of 104 yards and a touchdown. And do you know that this is the first year Hyde's been in the season in the league for 6 years. This is his first 1,000-yard rushing season.
Who? Oh, Hyde.
Yes.
Hyde.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
The first time he rushed for 1,000 yards out of 6 seasons. So the Texans did it, but like y'all said, this was a good game. It could have went either way. The Titans, if they had won it, it wouldn't have surprised me because they were at home. But the Texans did a good job, and the best part about it is we get to see a rematch of this game at the end of the season.
All right, so we're going to move on to the Sunday night game, which had the Buffalo Bills visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Duck Man should have ducked.
He threw us some ducks.
He threw us some ducks.
He was 23 for 38, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 picks. Quack, quack. Josh Allen, he stunk it up. He was 13 for 25, 139 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But the Bills actually went into Pittsburgh. What's your stadium? Heinz Field. Yeah, Heinz Field. And they got the W, and they needed it. It was a good game. I mean, even, it was a close game, I should say, even though, Duck threw 4 picks. Marcus, we'll start you off with this one. Who'd you pick?
Well, I had picked the Steelers, but I had a feeling that Buffalo was going to win this game. But I only picked the Steelers because, I had the Steelers defense in my fantasy league. And I needed them to do good so I could win the game. But I didn't need it anyway. I could have picked the Buffalo Bills. I still beat Brian. And
you know what? You can shut up right now.
knocked him out of the playoffs. So he sit on that couch while I'm in the Super Bowl. But I picked the Steelers, and they Steelers have been hot, and they just couldn't pull it off this week. I think the Bills are a very good team. It'll be interesting to see what the Bills do in the playoffs. I would like to see them play the Patriots to see how that turns out. I actually think at this time, I think the Bills would actually beat the Patriots in the playoffs.
Well, they play next Saturday.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Well, they probably beat them Saturday then. They beat them in the playoffs too.
No type of Brian.
I did pick the Bills in this one. This is the first time the Bills have won 10 games in a season since 1999.
Wow.
John Brown actually had a pretty good game. Yeah, for the Bills, he caught 7 passes for 99 yards, which was pretty good. Like Herman said, I mean, me and Mark were talking about this game on the way in here. I mean, it was a defensive struggle, but I mean, both of these teams had strong defenses, and they made the offenses pay for it. Neither one could really get it going, but it was the Steelers that turned the ball over more, which is why they ended up catching the loss. The other little note in this is that Watt, the Steelers defensive end, is the
TJ.
Yeah, TJ Watt. I'm sorry. Yeah, because there's so many Watts. I'm sorry. He's the first Steeler to have 13 or more sacks in consecutive seasons since 1982, which I thought was kind of, because you think of Steelers, you think of defense, you would think of the dude that went, you know his name, big crazy, James Harrison. You would have thought he might have done it, or any of the other defensive, Steelers. But yeah, but congratulations to Watt. I mean, it looks like the Steelers are going to be looking on the outside, riding the couch too this year. Yeah, they are, but I mean, come on, Marcus, it's over.
I think it's hard. It's hard for players to get back-to-back double-digit sacks.
It is. It is.
It just you don't see it that often.
Right.
Who's left on the Steelers schedule?
Cleveland
Cleveland
and
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh
the
yeah,
only way they're getting in is if Baltimore doesn't have to really play anybody the last week.
because they should be
Y'all
Cleveland.
gotta win out, right?
Yeah, we got one out too.
They should
And
be
Tennessee
Cleveland.
loses one.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I picked the Bills on this one.
No, we got Jets in Baltimore.
Is it Jets in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I picked the Bills on this one. I don't believe in Duck. I felt like Josh Allen was the better quarterback going into it, and usually when two teams play, the better quarterback usually wins. Singletary was 21 carries, 87 yards, compared to Connor's 8 carries and 42 yards. So the Steelers needed to establish their run game more. I think take a little bit of pressure off of Duck. I mean, 38 times is kind of
Can this guy take a nap or something on Wednesday?
Or drink coffee. Drink coffee at least.
Stop watching me. That's all.
Stop yawning in the screen.
But yeah, just 38 is probably on the high end for Duck to have been throwing. Probably wasn't a good idea, but I did pick this right. The Bills, they're their team. They're there. They may have a slip up 1 week or two, but they're legitimate. They're a legitimate team. Their defense gets them there, and Josh Allen's not killing them. You know what I mean? With stupid mistakes, he needs to clean up the fumbles. But it's going to be interesting to see them play the Patriots this week. Mark would round that one out.
Yeah, I chose the Steelers in this one, and I lost. This game, I mean, they started out pretty good. Hodges started out with a nice 31-yard pass. They had a drive for 69 yards. It went straight down the field. They started out good. I thought he got in trouble later on with the passing to Tre'Davious White when he threw that pick. He returned it into Pittsburgh territory, and they scored from there. But I kind of blame the coordinators a little bit. You knew by the fourth quarter that Buffalo was blitzing. You needed to give him some safe passes, not have him holding the ball so much. And I mean, he's young. I mean, you're gonna have a bad game here and there. They're sitting at the 6th spot as far as the playoffs are concerned. They're still there. They just have to win out their last 2 games.
Let it go.
And they'll be okay on it. But I chose the Steelers.
All right. So let's move on to the Monday nighter, which was terrible.
There was a Monday night game?
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, it was more like a scrimmage. The Indianapolis Colts.
I thought it was like practice for Drew Brees.
Yeah, went to New Orleans and lost 34-7. Listen to these numbers. Drew Brees was 29 for 30.
Yeah.
29 for 30.
One
pass. 307 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jacoby Brissett was 18 for 34, 165 yards. I have to send a shout out and say thank you to Drew Brees for being so good passing, because I was playing Alvin Kamara on Monday night, and the guy only needed like 19 points to get to beat me, and he didn't get it. So thank you, Drew Brees.
Yeah, and actually, Latavius Murray, he was running a little harder
Latavius Murray did step up. Thank you for keeping Alvin Kamara, to keep him from getting anything. Put me in the Super Bowl in my fantasy league. And I picked the Saints. I think we all did, but we will go around the table to talk about this mess. Brian, who'd you pick?
Like you said, it was a debacle. Like you said, I picked the Saints as well. To be 55% on third downs is ridiculous. The Colts punted 6 times in this game. You can't punt 6 times in this game and expect to win. They gave up 424 yards and, like Herman said, 4 touchdowns. They just couldn't do anything with it. They didn't score until the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in the game. They were about to be shut out. So that was a garbage score right there. Colts 6-8. Colts are outside looking in, going home, and the Saints are moving on, trying to get that number 1 spot.
Mark?
Yeah, it's the Saints, of course. We didn't talk about Drew Brees' monumental stats here where he passed. He's an all-time touchdown leader now. He passed the
Peyton
Manning with that.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Brady now, I guess, are going to duel it out to see which one ends up at the end. But anyway, I thought it was a fantastic night for Drew Brees and the Saints. They just mopped up the Colts. Yeah, I took the Saints, man.
Marcus, round that out.
Yeah, I picked the Saints. Unless you were a Saints fan, this was pretty much a snooze fest, and you just wanted to wait around to see Drew Brees break the record, which it was obvious he was going to do it sooner or later in that game. What kills me is the time of possession in this game. The Saints was 36-22, and the Colts were 23-38. They just totally killed them in time of possession. The Colts were never in this game. They shouldn't even have showed up. They should just went down to Bourbon Street and partied instead of playing the game.
And I mean, how many times was Breeze going to throw to 13?
Thompson?
Thompson. Good Lord.
That's all he throws
Every
to.
time.
He's
I
the
mean,
only
just
person he
open.
throws to.
It didn't matter. It was just, and like you said, Mark, with time of possession, I mean, when you're 29 out of 30, that means you're going over first downs.
So look, so Michael Thomas, he was targeted 12 times, and he had all 12 receptions.
Yep.
Seriously?
How many
Yeah.
yards did he have? Like 107 or
128.
128? Good Lord. Good Lord.
All right, so that wraps up our picks for last week's games. Let's go around the table and see who did what. Brian, what did
I was a perfect 5-0.
Really?
Everybody else was. Oh,
you
yeah.
start?
Oh,
Mark,
yeah.
3-2.
Marcus,
3-2.
and I was 4-1.
Close, but no cigar.
Why are you laughing at him? Why?
It was fun.
It was not. All right, well, let's get into these hot topics, and I guess we'll start with
Drew Brees?
With Mark. Drew Brees is the hot topic. So, Mark, you want to go more into Drew Brees since you ruined it?
Well, we talked about the game, so we have to say something about the game. Unfortunately, but yeah, he made the milestone with the what is it? What's
I think it's 540 touchdowns he got.
540.
Yeah.
Passing touchdown.
Yeah, because he passed Brady and then passed Peyton in that game. And I mean, you gotta appreciate his consistency. I mean, the guy had a serious shoulder injury. I mean, it was a question, when the Saints draft, decided to sign him. There was no guarantees that he was going to be this good. He could have been terrible. He could have been a washout. You never knew. But I mean, he's very consistent. He's very poised. He was out there practicing like an hour or two after practice, just walking through. This was before the game, like a day before the practice was over. He's just out there doing mental reps, trying to get himself together. I mean, he's just the epitome of a type of quarterback that you would love to have on your squad. His whole family was there in the audience, sitting up in the booth. All of them kids he got, good Lord. And you think one of them might be a good quarterback too, the way he be training them. So congratulations.
And you think about this, Breeze almost didn't become a Saint.
He almost became a Dolphin.
Yep. It was very close.
I bet they feel real bad about that.
Oh, they are.
But you know what though, and not to take away from Breeze, the chemistry between him and Sean Payton. Do you think that he would have been this successful with another head coach?
No,
I don't think so either.
No, there's these little clicks that just seem to happen with him, with Brady and Belichick.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't think that Brady and Belichick have what Peyton and
I don't think so either.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I think it's him and what's his name? What's it? Josh Daniels.
Yeah, I think him and Josh Daniels.
Yeah, him
might
and Josh. But I mean,
maybe.
just in general, you come up with a good, because the
Belichick's more defense too, anyway. But
so he's not as involved.
it's the him and Sean Payton, man. They're like masterminds.
So what made Peyton Manning so special then? Because he didn't have the same coordinator all this
He
year.
didn't need one because
He was the offensive coordinator.
For a lot, he did. He had that old guy. I forget his name.
Tom
Moore.
Yeah, the old dude.
Which I was surprised I saw him on was it Kansas City?
He's still coaching?
Yeah, he was on.
He's still coaching
this year. Yeah, I want to say it was in Kansas City, which
might
makes
be.
sense with Mahomes.
Yeah,
but he's on somebody's bench.
Kansas City.
It's like when Peyton went to Broncos, I know Moore wasn't there, so
No,
he
he
was still
wasn't. He
successful.
struggled a little bit though, but
That was more physical, not his mental game. It was more of his physical attribute.
yeah. And once they kind of started listening to him, but yeah, Peyton is different. He, like he says, like he was his own OC. But yeah, that thing with Peyton and Sean Payton And Drew Brees, man, it is definitely something special.
You talking about catching a lightning in a bottle? They did with them two being together,
Mm-hmm.
and they worked brilliant together.
Like when Brees retired, if Brees was to retire, and you put them two together as Peyton as the head coach and Brees as your offensive coordinator.
You know what's crazy is Breeze has never been an MVP.
Wow.
I think I read this somewhere before. No,
Never has never been an MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our next hot topic. Let's talk about Josh Gordon.
Oh, Lord.
He was suspended indefinitely for violating the substance abuse policy, and this time it was PEDs. Now I'm not sure about his last suspensions. I thought they were for like
Weed.
recreational drugs.
I
Yeah,
don't
drugs
think
and stuff
it
like
was
that.
just the PEDs.
This time it was more. It
I
was
think it
PEDs
was more-
and
yes.
all I heard was PEDs.
Yes.
But I mean, when is enough enough? My opinion, I think he's had enough of his chances. I think that he needs to go focus on whatever he needs to focus on to either get better or just live the foul life that he's trying to live. He's been reinstated how many times now?
He's been suspended 5 times.
So he's been reinstated 5 times.
Yeah.
Well, 4 times because this is his 5th suspension.
He always gets the long ones too, not like for a couple
he don't-
games.
Yeah, he's getting indefinites all the time, and whoever his people are, or whoever he's surrounding himself with, he needs to find new people because he needs somebody that can tell him, "Yo, man, stop doing this stuff to yourself." I mean, it's a privilege to play in the NFL, you know, and he's had 4 chances at it.
And you think about the teams he was with. New England, they had all the structure
Yeah.
in the world for him.
I mean, even when he was with Cleveland, he was the best thing.
I'm just thinking about the organizations he with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for
Which,
support.
even with Seattle, they've got everybody in place. He's got all the support he needs in that locker room as far as the coach, along with other veteran players. If he can't get it together with those two organizations, I mean, I don't.
Well, to be devil's advocate, this probably happened before he even got to the Seahawks. You know, this incident probably happened.
You think
before
maybe the Patriots kind of knew this was coming down the pike? and
Hey,
that's why
yeah,
they let
yeah.
it go?
I think Patriots knew. That's why he let him go.
Why take so long to suspend him?
I guess they had to do the investigation. Well, no, because if you fail a test,
Usually,
yeah,
you fail a test,
Yeah.
and
How long has he been? How long has he been with the Seahawks? Right? It just one.
2 weeks,
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It ain't been long.
It hasn't been very long.
I mean, he just had like a big catch in that last game. They
But I
played.
mean, if it was rumored out there that it was coming down the pipe, why would Seattle sign him? You know,
True.
teams they're not supposed to, but they'll leak that information to a source. You
Well,
know?
maybe they knew they at least get 1 or 2 games out of him. You know what I'm saying?
It's not worth it, though. I don't think. I mean, you
It
can.
might be.
I mean, you have to drop
team.
somebody
Yeah.
to pick him up.
So,
Well, whoever they dropped, probably wasn't important no way.
But we talking about a man with he has he's got a disease. He has
Yeah.
a substance abuse
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
He's gonna have to get his life together first and foremost before you think about anything else.
And
And
I guess
I
my,
think-
my biggest thing is I'm more concerned. I mean, if it's weed, then maybe he doesn't. Because I know they were talking about the next NFL when they talk up to the players stuff, they're going to try to get it more lenient about weed in the NFL. So if it's weed, then
I don't think it was just that.
they said I heard PEDs.
okay.
So,
If it's more than that, because there are a lot of players that's in the NFL that still smoke weed, and for medicinal reasons, supposedly.
What they do?
supposedly. So
I don't know. I
We'll
just
see.
think that he definitely needs to focus more on his life than football at this point. I think.
I guess we're like 5 times, Jesus.
Yeah, I think the only
I think somebody's told him this once or twice before. Hey, look, you need to focus and let that weed go or whatever, So I mean, maybe he just can't.
I think the
Maybe
only
just
thing
can't.
is for the NFL to do is to just stop giving him chances. I mean, it's 5 times. Man.
Yeah, how old is he? Do we know? 28.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
under 30.
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
You don't still get paid during your suspension, do you?
No.
No.
Nah.
He done lost a lot of money then.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to some what was breaking news before we started the show. Tom Coughlin was fired as
Yo,
VP
goat
of
you.
president of football operations from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now a lot of stuff is starting to come out about how
It's fines and how
yeah
things
he
were
he
run.
really created a very hostile environment for these players and stuff. And like they said that the Jalen Ramsey trade was more about Coughlin than it was about Marrone. They said that Jalen Ramsey really had no problems with.
And it was like a quick because remember there was like a lot of tension between them two, and like Coughlin act like he wasn't never going to pay Jalen Ramsey the money he deserved. Because when he had that Brink Struck thing, that irritated him.
Yeah, Coughlin did.
Fury, he had that red face like he did when they played with the Giants.
But Coughlin, he comes from that old school mentality, and this
He's from that Parcells tree.
Yeah, but Parcells wasn't even this bad. I think this is a classic case of the game, of outgrowing the game's outgrown you. You got to have some leniency, a little bit of leniency. Now, where Coughlin might be good, maybe college, because these are young men still trying to learn, But you get to NFL, these men they feel like they're grown men, and Coughlin's motto was, "If you're on time for a meeting, you're late."
Yeah.
This is a grown man. So
when the Coughlin first went to the Giants, there was a bunch of grief and a bunch of stress. Strahan was ready to kill him.
Yeah.
And they had to have a meeting to kind of, have a middle ground on, okay, I agree with this, you got to do this, so, before they finally got to the Super Bowl and stuff. But even, Strahan was ready to kill him. So
see, Coughlin he wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have some, you gotta change, you gotta adjust. Like, it was funny. I don't know if y'all watched. They were talking about the top 100. The top 100 team they're doing, and Bill Belichick told a story about Lawrence Taylor. Did y'all see that? He said that Lawrence Taylor, that it was Parcells. It was when he was under Parcells. Parcells was big about being on time of meetings and stuff like that. He said Lawrence Taylor showed up. He was looking at the clock and was like, "Okay, time for the meeting to start." He starts the meeting, and Lawrence Taylor walks in like maybe 10, 15 minutes late for the meeting. They go on through the meeting and everything, and then they go out. And Bill Belichick said he went to Parcells and told Parcells, he said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that LT was like 15, 20 minutes late to the meeting." He said Parcells looked at him and said, "Well, why'd you start the meeting without him?" You gotta adjust sometimes. I thought that was a hilarious story. So,
but you remember back when he was Coughlin was the coach for the Jaguars, there was this big controversy about how he was treating injured players. Remember that?
Yeah.
Something about somebody's leg or something like that.
He made jokes about what's the name's injuries?
Jalen
Ramsey. He had some issues about that. Well, I don't think it was this year. It was like a year or two before. He had made some, erroneous comments about his health, like you were talking about.
And so what apparently happened was the owner had already decided that he was going to fire him at the end of the year. But he came out and said, just this week, the Jaguars had lost a bunch of grievances to players over these fines that Coughlin had been giving them. So he decided, you know what, he was just going to go ahead and get rid of him now. And he didn't really mention anything about the GM or the head coach. So it seems like maybe their jobs might be.
Apparently they're going to report to him right now from now on. So
I think he's going to give them another year, but he does expect improvement. So.
Now, did y'all hear too something about the fact that the NFL had did this investigation and they had recommended to like free agents and stuff not to go to the Jags because of this?
Mm-hmm. They were recommended free agents not to go sign with the Jags. So Tom Coughlin, 2 years ago they were in the AFC Championship. True. That dude was running a very rocky boat.
His NFL career is probably over at this point.
Oh yeah.
I can't
his
see
age
him.
too.
Yeah. But it's probably time anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to our last topic, which was the Pro Bowl roster. A few snubs out there, of course, a few.
What are you giggling about, Helen?
I'm just giggling. I can't giggle.
I don't know.
The Baltimore Ravens led with 12 selections to the Pro Bowl. Not surprising. The Pro Bowl it's a popularity contest.
Oh, it's absolutely a popularity contest.
When you're leading the league, when you're the best team in the league, every year, if you're the best team in the league, you're going to have the most players on the Pro Bowl roster. The Saints were behind them with 7, and the Chiefs were behind them with 6. Some notable names, like I said, were left out. What you guys think about the Pro Bowl stuff?
It's funny too because I was listening and the Cowboys had got 4?
Yeah, Zeke and three offensive linemen.
Yeah, and the Saints. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Saints I think only had 2. No,
No, the Saints had 7.
The Saints had 7, but the San Francisco only had 2, and the Seahawks only had 2. And both of them have way better records. I definitely thought that San Francisco would have more the way they keep bragging about that defensive line. And,
San Francisco had 4.
They did get 4.
Yeah, Seattle had 2.
Are they all starters or?
I'm not sure, but these are alternates.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
These are all starters.
And then the only little thing I didn't really care for was that but I guess it's a popularity, but I don't think that Aaron Rodgers played well enough to make the Pro Bowl this year.
That was definitely one of the topics that came up was Aaron Rodgers got it off his career and popularity because let's just face it, Dak was snubbed.
But and that it seems like the quarterback position, the only position I think is in the Pro Bowl is based on wins, where I think everyone else is what you did.
Then if that's the case, then Aaron Rodgers should be in because his team is 3rd in the NFC.
True.
I'd say another person got snubbed was linebacker for Green Bay.
Yes.
Martinez.
Yeah, and he's leading the league in tackles.
And he's snubbed because Green Bay's not known for having a good defense.
Yeah.
I'd tell you another one that's kind of a head scratcher is you got Mike Evans and the good one, the kid down there, the other kid next to him in Tampa Bay. They got a nice little tandem.
Yeah.
Going on.
Some of these guys will get in off alternates, but the Pro Bowl is just it is what it is.
I guess I'm not a big fan of Pro Bowl now because they took it out of Hawaii and they play it before the Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
They claim that they didn't have that many people interested in it. Or
they still don't.
And going
still
out
don't.
to Hawaii.
But it was always nice, when like the Super Bowl, like Mark was saying, when it was after the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl players were able to play in this game. Like I remember one year when Peyton Manning won, and everybody like cheered and gave him a round of applause. You got that respect, where now you can't get that because nobody knows who won.
Right. It was dumb to move it before the Super Bowl. It's like you said, because even as a player, like if I got to go, I won a Super Bowl, I got to go to the Pro Bowl and kind of show out a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I have never watched a Pro Bowl game. I probably never will. But an interesting point is this is the first time since 2008 that Tom Brady hasn't made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
But he'll get in on the alternate.
He probably is.
Why? He ain't done nothing this year.
For name recognition alone.
Well, you think about it. Let's say if
he's not in the Super Bowl.
Let's say.
Matter of fact, I think Brady's stats are better than Aaron Rodgers.
You sure about that? I don't know about that.
Double check that. I want to say it is.
When
I was looking at the
let's
statistics.
say if Lamar gets to the Super Bowl, he's not going to be able to play, so somebody will have to take his spot. So I think he'll get in there as an alternate.
He'll get in as an alternate. So, and it's that's why it's so funny because when it comes up with the Pro Bowl stuff, I don't really pay that much attention because it's just a bunch of popularity BS. So, all right. So those were our hot topics. Do we have any other hot topics that we wanted to talk about? We'll try not to ruin our hot topics when we go over the games in the future.
Oh, the other hot topic is we won't be on the air next week.
Yeah.
Well,
The hot topic.
hold on. So you said you wanted that comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady this year.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty close. Rodgers has 300
What's
completions.
Brady's ranking right now? Any number like 9?
I think it's number 13. It's number 17. But he has 300 completions. Rodgers does. Brady has 331. Touchdowns. Rodgers has 24. Brady has 21. Interceptions. Rodgers has 2. Brady has 7. So they're pretty similar. And
Okay.
yeah. And actually, Brady has more yards than Rodgers does. So.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Brady was higher in the yardage.
All right. So we're gonna move into this week's picks.
Woo!
We're picking all 3 games for Saturday.
And nobody gets to wear the dunce hat because, again, we're not having a show next week.
So we still got to go over these picks
When?
when we come
During-
back before the playoff game.
Oh, damn.
So Marcus, when will we be back on the air?
New Year's Day or the day after New Year's? It's up to y'all. I don't know.
I guess
When are you back
we'll
from
keep
your
you
trip?
posted.
Yeah. We'll let y'all know when we're coming back.
Thanks, producer.
We're not gonna because next week is Christmas. So,
Right.
so the next week is New Year's Day. So
Are you back?
yeah, I'll be back by then.
So New Year's Day, we'll be back on the air then. We'll reach y'all on what? No? You party on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
By New Year's Day at 7
I'll
o'clock,
probably
you
say
start
we'll
8
be
o'clock.
back
You
New
should
Year's
be able
Day.
to be on the air.
Yeah, you still gonna be hungover at 8 o'clock on New Year. You man, don't try to front like you one of these young boys out here partying, dude.
Right.
You probably gonna be asleep on New Year's Eve at 11
I
o'clock.
probably will. You know, I
That's all.
probably want to see the new year
We'll
come
be
in.
back on the air.
Yeah,
on
New Year's Day.
Oh, Dad. Okay. So we'll
First
be,
day of the year.
that's it. First day of the year. We'll be kicking off the next show. So let's get into these picks this week. First game we're going to pick is,
Texans versus the Buccaneers.
yeah, I'm looking at, I don't know, does that order the orders they are on Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Buccaneers at home against the Texans. Marcus, why don't you kick this one off?
I actually think this might be a good game. As sorry as the Bucks are, and as inconsistent as Jameis Winston is, he still manages to throw a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards, a lot of passes. But I'm still picking the Texans. The Texans need to win this game if they want to be a playoff caliber team, despite their coaching. But I think it'll be a good game. Maybe probably a close one too, but the Texans will pull it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Texans on this one. Also, you're right. Jameis Winston, he's gonna throw his yards, but he's gonna throw his picks too. Now, if this was fantasy, Jameis Winston. Speaking of fantasy, if the guy I played and beat last week, if he had played Jameis Winston, he'd be in the championship right now. Oh, and get this. He asked me, man, he was like, I don't know, you think I should play Winston? I was like, nah, I wouldn't play him.
Well, he deserves to lose for asking his opponent.
What do you have, Wilson?
Yeah.
Would you have played
that'd
Wilson?
have been
Would you have
hard to
played
put him
Winston
in
over
there.
Wilson?
I probably would have.
I probably would have.
But I have more faith in Winston. Winston, like I said, Winston been the number 2 quarterback in fantasy all year. So.
He has. But since this is a real game, those picks that he throws are going to come at bad times.
Now, hold on, who did they play last week?
They played Detroit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah! I stuck to Winston. Hell yeah.
That's a hard. To me, man, you roll.
I would
Wilson.
have to go with Wilson.
I would have went with Wilson. I would have got.
I would roll with Winston against Detroit.
Yep, I don't care. That's Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he throws them up, but he also throws bombs. So he gets yards. I mean, he's 300 yards guaranteed. So,
Mark, who you got in this one?
This one, the Bucks are going to be without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin this week. And for the Bucks, they're a pass first, pass second, pass third team.
That's the truth.
Carlos Hyde, as you said before earlier, that this is his first year he's rushed for 1,000 yards. I think he's going to be important in this particular game. The Titans aren't bad in stopping teams on third down, or they are bad on stopping teams on third down, I should say. But I'm taking the Titans on this one.
Brian rounded out.
yeah, I'm going with you guys with the Texans. Even though Winston is the number 1 passer right now, and they got Chandler Jones, who leads the league in sacks, the number 3 offense, but their defense is 15, and actually the Texans' defense is 28. So they aren't playing very well. But when I found out that Godwin wasn't playing, like I said, they already lost Mike Evans. I just don't see them getting the offensive output that they normally going to need to do to keep up with this Texans team. So the Texans are playing for something. The Buccaneers are playing for pride. Give me the Texans.
All right, so that's a clean sweep. Everybody's going with the Texans. Let's start off with the next game. This would be the good game of the Saturday games. I think this should be the best game of Saturday.
Really?
Games. I think this one's
I
going
think
to be
so.
the
Really?
best one.
I think this is gonna be a snooze fest.
I think it's going to go.
So we are talking about the Patriots and the Bills. The Patriots at home against the Bills. So, Mark, who you got in this one?
The Bills came close to knocking them off the first time they played. On paper, the Bills look pretty good. The key thing is just Josh Allen just doing what he can do. Don't turn the ball over, of course. Run the ball well. The passing game, I don't know. What he does in the passing game is going to make a big difference. If you look at it, the Bills are actually – the Patriots are actually rated first in the defense and second in yards to give it up and first in takeaways. With that said, I'm believing in this Bills Mafia. I'm taking the Bills in this one, y'all.
Marcus?
This is a hard one for me to pick because I hate to doubt the Patriots at home. Their record against the Bills is outstanding, but they barely beat them last time they played. It was final was 16-10.
One other thing, remember Josh Allen got hurt in that game,
And
and then they had to put
He
Matt Barkley in.
did.
Oh, yes,
So they were close. They were close.
And the
they were
Patriots,
real
you know, the
close to
Patriots
what
had to
you
block a
think
punt to get some of that.
I mean, they were close to beating them, man.
It was a close game.
So
Sorry.
I think I'm a. Much as I hate to do it, I think I'm gonna pick the Bills. I just think the Bills are looking like a good team right now.
Thank you, Marcus.
They're looking more like a playoff team than the Patriots, and so I'm picking the Bills.
But you weren't going to be by yourself, Mark. I was going to pick the Bills anyway. When you picked them, I was actually surprised. I thought I was lone wolfing this week myself. So, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills, man. I don't believe in the Patriots. They're just not the same team to me. I don't believe in them, and I'm going to roll with the Bills. I forgot that Josh Allen got hurt that game because remember that was a game they asked Brady afterwards, and he said, that's the risk you run that's what happens when you run or something like that when he got blasted. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think that Josh Allen, he'll do just enough. It's going to be a defensive game, but I just think that the Bills are going to pull this out. I actually believe that the Bills have a little bit better offense. Brian, what on this side?
So in this game, I mean, we got like one of the two best defenses. I mean, you got the Bills that are number 3. You got the Patriots, which are number 1. You got 2 of the best corners in the league playing in this game right now with White for the Bills and Gilmore for the Patriots. They both have 6 interceptions, and they're tied for number 1. You also have the Bills needing to win, and they got to win their next 2 games. And the Patriots need to lose both their games, and the Bills could actually take this division. None of that's going to happen. The Patriots are the Patriots. They are going to show us who they are. I am lone wolf in this game. Give me the Patriots.
Can we hit?
And I ain't got to wear this hat if they lose because y'all going to forget. Christmas break.
There's a hat sitting over their mirror.
And I put it on my
And you stop peeking at my picture.
All right, so we're going to move on to what might.
Oh, and so with this win, too, the Patriots will win the division.
We're going to move on to what might be the second best game of the day, or it could be the better game of the day.
Or it could be a blowout.
It could be any one of these. We're going to talk about the 49ers at home against the Rams. Y'all know where I stand when it comes to the 49ers. I told y'all I was not going to doubt them, and I'm not doubting them this week.
You know they lost to the Falcons.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm still not doubting
Just
them.
throwing that out
there. It
there.
was just a little hiccup, and it was like they got lucky. The Falcons did. The Rams played down to their opponent. The 49ers played down to their opponent, and they got beat. I'm still not doubting them. I'm going with the 49ers. I think that the Rams are going to be reeling from that whooping that they got in Texas against them Cowboys who needed that win and rolled over top of the Rams like they was nothing. It was a slaughter. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see the 49ers put up a 40 burger on them too. Marcus. Sorry.
We'll just decide who wants to go next.
I think the Rams are going to lose 2 in a row. I'm picking the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to bounce back after that loss to the Falcons. And I like you said, Harmon, I have a lot of faith in the 49ers. I think they're a very good team. They're definitely going to win the division. And so I'm picking the 49ers.
Right.
The Rams' playoff chances are right now on life support. The Rams have to go up against the number 2 total defense and the number 2 rush offense. And what did the Cowboys do last week? They ran the ball down the Rams' throat. The 49ers have got their hand on the plug, and they're going to snatch the playoff victory out of the Rams' hands. So give me the 49ers.
I'm going to say that Brian stole that one from Mark.
What?
Mark.
Anyway,
What I said?
I had the same saying about the Rams that they're on life support.
Oh.
I do have mine written
But Mark
down
had
here.
his written down.
Red from all the way over there.
Yeah, that's kind of suspicious. But anyway, George
Here, let me
Kittle-
write it down.
George
Life
Kittle was on
support.
point last game for the 49ers. I think they're going to go back to him again. He's the key. The 49ers just need to run the ball against the Rams. They ran for all the games that pretty much the Rams lost to. The opponents ran for over 100 yards on them. The Rams can't. They can play spoilers, but it ain't gonna happen this game. I'm taking the 49ers.
Marcus.
I picked.
Yeah, I think
You can't talk so short. My bad. I'm sitting here looking at the next game, wondering why we're even picking this game. You know what? As host of the show, I'm Xing this pick. This pick 'em. We're not picking Chiefs against the Bears.
Oh,
We're gonna switch this one up, and we going Eagles Cowboys.
yes,
My man.
Let's do
My
that.
man.
yes.
I'm unprepared.
He feeling confident. He feeling confident.
Curveball.
There we go. So you'll never know what's gonna happen when I'm hosting the show.
So I can take that out
Yep.
and put the Eagles Cowboys.
Marcus, who you got?
I-
I'm not gonna start with you because I always forget you went. So I'm gonna go last with you. Mark, who you got?
This one, we look at that on paper. Cowboys should be dominating this game. Eagles are down. They depleted the wide receivers. This game is truly for all the marbles. I don't like the fact that Cowboys are favored so high right now with this, but I think the Cowboys will be victorious in this one. I'm taking the Cowboys all the way.
Brian.
I'm very unprepared. The Chiefs' offense is number 5. The Cowboys came off a great victory last week. They went back to basics. They ran the ball. Dak was efficient, but he wasn't overly used in that game. The defense came to play. The Eagles are depleted on offense. They don't really have any receivers that you know of note. 2 people. The one I think they brought up off the practice squad. Zach Ertz is their offense. Zach Ertz and Sanders, the running back, is their offense. They run a lot of 12 man, two tight ends to try to get Zach Ertz. They even put they put their tight ends out at like in the where wide receivers would be on the outside. So the Eagles are going to win.
What?
I picked the Eagles.
He's psyching himself
Yeah.
out.
That's a
And I
bogus
would
pick.
be happy to
Wait,
wear that done.
That pick don't count. I called negative on that pick because you a Cowboy fan and you know they need this game to get to the playoffs. So that's a lie. That's a lie pick. I don't strike that pick from the record, Herman. He picked the Cowboys. That's a lie. That's a bold faced lie.
The Eagles.
You didn't pick the Eagles. You picked the Cowboys. You a liar.
And I'll wear that dunce hat with pride.
Whatever.
Marcus.
That's a bogus pick. I'm picking the Cowboys. Last time the Cowboys blew them out was it 37-10, and I think it's gonna be a blowout again this week. Who is Carson Wentz gonna throw to? And if he has somebody to throw to, Carson Wentz has been looking like garbage this year most of the year.
He came back against the Washington team.
It's the Washington team. It's the Redskins. That's why they won.
He's had 2 comeback wins. He came against the Giants and Washington in the last 2 weeks.
It don't matter. He's still garbage. The Cowboys. This is gonna be a blowout. This game will be over early. You can turn this game off at halftime.
Marcus,
Pulled my inner Michael Irvin.
There's no chat. Nobody in the chat's giving no picks.
No.
Nope.
Wow, it's too close to the holidays, I guess. All right.
Christmas shop.
I'm gonna round this out. I'm gonna make sure that Brian Lone Wolf said we're gonna keep that mojo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going with the Cowboys. Don't expect the Cowboys to blow the Eagles out though, but Dallas will have their mojo back. I feel like they're getting their mojo back a little bit. We've pretty much owned the Eagles the last
the
last few games.
Dak and Zeke are undefeated.
Yeah,
They're
so
like 5-0.
we can kind of sleepwalk into this one. I'd love to see the blowout for people to really say, "Oh man, Dallas is getting hot and teams need to worry." But we just don't do that. That's not what we do. We'll probably beat the Eagles by a field goal.
Just for the record, y'all do know Dak has a shoulder injury. He may not play in this game.
Yeah.
Who? Dak?
Yeah. He hurt his shoulder in that Rams game.
Did he? He has a fracture in his hand too, doesn't he?
Cooper, in his
Carolina
pink, in his
fracture,
finger.
But I'm going with the Cowboys, and this is a must-win. And a lot of times when we have these, we win. So
Now I have to change this
Brian's lone wolfing.
because that wasn't what we. So if the Chiefs win, I get that pick.
No, you don't. And now we're gonna move on to the last game, which is a meaningful game. We had to pick meaningful games this week. I don't even know why.
Because this was like a Sunday night game.
Anyway.
The Eagles and the Bears and the Chiefs were Sunday night.
We got the Packers going into Minnesota to play the Vikings. This should be an interesting game. I'm going to start you off, Brian. Let you go now that you're prepared for this game.
Yeah, the Vikings coming in with the number 4 rushing offense, but they lost Dalvin Cook in the last game. He may not play this week. They're not sure. The Vikings defense has only allowed 5 touchdowns this season, 5 rushing touchdowns this season. If the Rams should win the last 2, then they get to go to the playoffs. So the Vikings have to lose their last 2 in order for the Rams to get into the playoffs. The Packers got the number 24 rush defense. Like me and Mark were talking about Martinez, their linebacker who got snubbed is like number 1 in tackles with 140. They're still trying to get that first round bye. And did you know that the Packers have never won in U.S. Bank Stadium, which is where the newest stadium. So that was a little neat thing. But at 11-3 and 10-4, it's going to be a close one. But I think the Vikings are going to pull this out.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, actually, Brian. I'm going to go with the Vikings, too. If this was a home game, I'd be picking the Packers. But it's going to be a harder game for them if Dalvin Cook does not play.
Yeah.
But the good thing is they did get Thielen back, and he didn't have a big game last week. But him being back, and I don't think he had any setbacks, that'll help to alleviate some of the Dalvin Cook, I think.
And what is their backup? He actually plays pretty good, too.
Yeah, I think it was.
Boom. Yeah, he actually played pretty good.
So I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one, too. Mark?
These 2 teams are so evenly matched. Both have 2 elite running backs right now. Aaron Jones has been running pretty good for him, along with Dalvin Cook. His injury, though, kind of leaves a little question mark about it. He very well may not play. Cousins is ranked up pretty high. His passing rating is actually 111.1 compared to Aaron Rodgers is 104. Cousins threw 2 interceptions so far. Rodgers threw 5. So they kind of a little close there. I'm actually going to take Packers in this one, y'all. I don't think Dalvin Cook is going to be the bullhorn that they need in this particular game. So I'm taking the Packers.
Marcus, finish it out.
I'm taking the Packers, and I got one reason. Kirk Cousins, Monday Night Football record.
True that.
That's all need to be said. Aaron Rodgers was the greatest of all time.
Marcus should have went first. Damn it.
Against a proverbial bum, Kirk Cousins. So I'm taking the Packers.
So you're not really basing this on any football stats. You just
I basically on Kirk Cousins' Monday Night Football record, and it sucks.
Yeah, but the majority of that was with y'all.
I don't care. I think he's only won 1, and that was this year, and he won't win another one.
Sunday night, it was against the Cowboys.
Okay, it was. Well,
it wasn't Monday night.
I talked to Kirk Cousins earlier in the week.
Sources.
And sources, in his camp says that he's really tired of Marcus Helms bashing him. So he said that he guarantees the victory on Monday. He said he's going to look into the camera and he's going to say, "You like that?"
Wait, that was copyrighted by the Redskins. You can't use that while he's in Minnesota.
Oh no, he copyrighted that and got T-shirts and everything.
No. The Redskins copyrighted that. That's theirs. That belongs to them. He got to come with a new catchphrase.
Oh, are we going to talk about the 3-11 bowl or no?
What's the 3-11 bowl?
The New York Football Giants against to see if we're going to be last place in the NFC East.
I don't think so.
No, we don't need to talk about it.
It's just as scary.
We said the loser would get at least a number 2 draft choice.
Yeah.
Is that what it would be?
All right, so that does it for our show tonight. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in all season long. We want to wish everybody a happy holidays, fun times with your family, and a happy New Year. We'll be back first day of the new year, 2020.
Enjoy the football, especially on Saturday. We got Saturday football this week and Sunday, so
Saturday
it's a special treat.
Football.
And I wish everybody safe out there. Be safe out there at holidays.
And if y'all want to send us gifts, we do accept, Christmas gifts too.
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter for a P.O. box. You can send those gifts to.
Yeah.
Or,
Inbox.
or you get his up on Venmo. We take Venmo. We take we take Cash
Look, we
App.
need to come up with a Venmo account to pay for these trips. We'll be going to Vegas.
We take it off.
Yes. Sure.
On a side note, I want to congratulate. I forgot to say this in the show, but congratulate Eli Manning for winning his final game at home in New York. I believe in Eli, so congratulations to him.
Me and Mark wish Herman and Marcus good luck in the fantasy championship this
good
week.
luck, you guys.
More luck to me than Marcus.
May the best man win. I'm a little torn because I can't stand either one of them, and I like teasing Marcus about not never winning a championship, but Herman's won too many. So Marcus is like the Eagles, and Herman's is like the Patriots. It's like you don't really want either one to win.
Well, no, Eagles won a championship.
Yeah, but if you didn't want, I didn't want him
you
to
didn't
because I always like to tease.
I'm the Buffalo Bills of the.
Yeah, it keeps going. Well, no, not really, because you don't.
Well, yeah,
usually
because he
get to
does
the
make it to the
championship,
Super Bowl. He
does
just doesn't win.
Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been to like two Super Bowls before.
Never won. But never won.
I never won. And I always finish number one in the league.
Herman's bad child over there stole a Super Bowl victory from me.
You know I'm a platinum level player, right? Just so you know.
I believe I am too.
No, you're gold.
Yeah, you're gold. I don't know why you're gold, but you are gold.
Because I win number one every. I'm the regular season champion every year.
Champion.
Oh,
That's what he is. He's a regular season champion.
Every year.
With your record, you should be
It's real
platinum.
close. It's closer now. It wasn't this close.
All right, I don't think they really care about our
They do care. They do care.
yeah,
Thank you,
everybody cares about your fantasy team, of
They
course.
do.
All right, Marcus, take us out.
Before we leave, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Give us the Twitter handle again, huh?
Game 3
At the Lev Game 3. And like I said, we just want to wish everyone happy holidays. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
We're gonna be back for the New Year.
I know, but say Happy New Year.